Hello everyone, in this course we're going to learn about how we can design best carousels and stuff like that. And I have to show this, like this is 24 April 2:30. Okay, the reason that I'm showing the timings because I wanted to share this with my client and I want to show him that you can record a course in a in a day or something like that, because he's taking so many days to just to lay out the course and stuff like that. So I have to push him a bit. So yeah, that's the thing. So in this course we are going to learn about the carousel design, and the main thing that we are going to learn about, as I know, like many people use Canva, many people use Figma, many people use Photoshop, Illustrator, many other tools to create these carousels. So we're not going to learn about the tool itself. We're going to learn about how we can create the great design, the basic fundamentals, stuff like that. So this is one of my client. I'm working on that carousel. So let's create another file. Let's create a design file. Okay, so carousel design. Okay, so basically the first basic thing of the carousel is you need basically the carousel on the LinkedIn is basically few images which we convert into the PDF, and then we post it as a document, and then it look like a carousel. Okay, so that's how it works. So I usually use this 1080 square kind of a frame to design carousels, but they are like you can use different types of frames. You can use literally like this, like 1080 1190, whatever the frame that you can use, but I like to use the Instagram kind of a frame because you can post this on Instagram as well. So yeah, so but right now the carousels that I create is like 20 plus pages, and you cannot share that on the Instagram has the limit of 10 pages only. And on Instagram, when you share the carousel, you share it as an images, and when on the LinkedIn you create a PDF of that images, and then you share it as a PDF, as a document. So that's the basic stuff. Okay, so let's talk about how I create my carousels. So the first thing is brand colors. So let's take my brand colors. First one is definitely the black one. So I actually don't use the black, the pure black. I use this one. So a little bit, not full black, it's just a little bit non-black, like okay, now what I want is my font. So let's see, I'm just typing here carousel design course. You can see here carousel design course, it's just the normal text. So I'm adding my font. So this is my font, Tashkar Grotex. Okay, so you can scale it. Just give me a second. So basically everyone knows these things, right? You can actually, I like to use the font like all caps on the headings. You can use whatever your style is. So that's the basic thing, right? You have added the text, you have added the colors, and that's the basic thing. Like this is my brand font, this is the colors and stuff like that. So let's first learn about the alignment. Okay, alignment plays a huge role inside the design, and on any tool, like you are using Canva or Figma or Photoshop, no matter what you use, you have to make sure that your carousel looks aligned. So let's just take, like I use this let's take some paragraph. Just give me a second. Let's use some paragraph, or let's use some paragraph from another page. Let's see. So I'm taking this paragraph and I'm just putting here just to show you like how alignment works. Okay, so this is the paragraph, this is the text, and I'm putting this text and paragraph right here. Now it looks good, but we can improve this. The way we can improve this is basically either I can make all the text, because this paragraph is middle aligned. So this is the left align, this is the right align, this is the middle align. So you can see this. I'm doing this once again, right? Left align, right align, and middle align. So what if you are using middle alignment? I use middle alignment for like many carousels. So you have to make sure that everything on the page is middle aligned. So the first heading, it should look something like this. and then it also looks something like this, then it looks nice, right? It looks aligned properly, makes sense. So if you want everything on the left align, just give me a second. So you can use left align and you can use left align. Now the problem with this one, so it looks nice, right? It looks nice because everything is in the middle and just looks nice. This one is not looking as great. We can improve this. The way we can improve this is by aligning elements as in order. So the alignment is really simple, like you have to align elements as much as possible, and the way we can do this is just like this. Simple, right? So basically before this it is like something like this, so it looks unorderly, unorganized. So you just have to make sure that everything is in the aligned properly, and now it looks way better than the previous one. So that's the alignment. On Figma, if you click on the frame, you go inside the layout grids and go inside this grid panel, go inside this grid columns. I use this 12 column grid, like 12 column, and margin is like 120. Margin is basically the space from left and right, and gutter is the space between these lines, this, you know. So yeah, when you have this, you can align elements with this grid. So this grid helps you to, you know, keep things organized, and it looks cool. And you know, when you export this frame, this grid is not gonna, you know, pop up with the screen, so you can hide this grid. Even though you don't hide this, it's still like when you export this thing, it's not gonna show. It's just for the, you know, just for the design purposes, like you can make good design with this grid. So this is what I use basically. Okay, now next part is how you can choose colors and fonts and stuff like that. So this is the first one, like, you know, alignment is really important. So no matter what you do on this page, you have to align elements as much as possible. Okay, that's the first one. Second one, let's see visual hierarchy. Okay, let's learn about visual hierarchy. If I use carousel design, let's take it. Okay, so this is the heading, right, and this is the description. So now if I wanted to show this like this, and everything has one simple font with no boldness, nothing, it looks boring, right? I don't know how, like, what I'm gonna read first and what is important, what is the heading and stuff like that. So the way I can differentiate things is, first of all, the space. So I can add a little bit space. So this is the heading, this is the paragraph. So that's where you can you know, make the reader's eye move. That's the first thing. Second thing is, maybe I can make this thing bold, right, and make this thing a little bit light. So I can play around with the font styles, like font sizes, to make it a little bit more readable and make it more easy to understand for anyone who is looking at the design. That's what I can do. Next thing I can do a little bit, like I can go a little bit further. I can change the font. I can use my font like bold one, the Carousel text. I can use this font, my styling, like it just. So currently it looks ugly because the size of the heading is really small. So to create a contrast with this thing, you can make it big, like really big. Now it looks cool, right? Now you can, like, anyone who reads this, they know that this text is important one, because this is in the bold, like, you know, different heading kind of a style. This is the paragraph, so they know this. The first they have to read this, then they have to read this, and after that you have to make sure that you let's see, there is something in this paragraph is important. Let's see, you will become irreplaceable is the important part. So you have to make that a bold. So what happens is, so when they when the readers read this, you know, page, first of all they will look at this, then they go to the para, but inside the para first they will see, like, okay, you will become irreplaceable, okay, something is interesting, then they'll read the whole para. So that's the trick. you have to make sure that some important things are in the bold, and it also shows that this thing is important. Another thing, as you can add lines under the important stuff. So you can add just simple line with your brand color. I like to use the blue one. Okay, just give me a second. So now you can see that this thing is important, and this is how the design looks like. And if you see my designs, I'll just show you my designs. This is my design, right? Everywhere you can see this is the big text, commit something, there is a paragraph, there is a text in the bold, and there is a line to it. Now you might be thinking that if I use the normal color, I use this color 1B 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 for the carousel. So if I'm using this normal color, this non-dark, close to the black but not black, grayish color, then how it is looking like this, the textured one. To create that there is a plugin inside the Figma which is called noise. So with the noise, what happens is if you open the plugin, you can create a specific type of a noise on the page. So you can add the density, you can add the depth, you can add the stretch, so whatever that you like, right? So I have played a lot of with this to create the kind of a effect that I wanted to. So basically I'm just showing you like how it works. So you can create, you can adjust these parameters, and just give me a second. And then it will generate this texture, as you can see, and then you add that texture on the background. So now it looks something like this. So you can spend some time, you can create these textures, and there are so many websites out there that can help you to create that texture. So I'll show you my texture now. So this is my texture, as you can see. This is my noise one, and this is the actual page looks like with that color, the grayish color. Then I use this texture on it, and if I just make this thing on back, it looks like it looks something like this. Just see, it gives us the feeling of an ad, like it has some texture on it. So that's the first thing. Let's copy this thing on our page just to make sure how it looks different. This one and this one, even though you can use the black one, it still looks a little bit different than the normal normal carousels. So you can make a little bit stand out, like you can use some things to make things a little bit pop. another like great thing of using this kind of a texture on it, so whatever goes down from that texture, so let's see, if I just use this basic thing and if I just add that behind the texture, it gives us some different kind of a feeling. So you can see that I have added few like arrows behind that texture. It looks amazing, it looks really cool. So whenever I show illustrations, some diagrams, some circular stuff, anything like that, I always put them behind this texture. So if you want this texture, text me, I will send it to you if you want to use this. So yeah, that's the text, that's just the image, right? That's just the noise image, simple one. Okay. Let's talk about the text. I'm going to share with you everything that I don't have anything planned right now, so I'm just showing you whatever that comes in my head, and I'm sharing you everything. Okay, so let's talk about this. So this is the text, and if you see this text, this one is different, right? This has texture on it, you can see this. So inside the Figma there is a once you click on the text, you can go inside the fill, you can click here, so you can add another color on top of it. So there are two colors now. So this one is red, this one is white. So white is not showing right now. If you just close this thing, and if you just use this. So you can actually combine the colors right inside this. So there are two colors. So what happens is if you download any texture, so let's just go here, and I don't have any texture right now here on top, but I'll just to show you, like if you just take this, you know, take this image as a texture and click here, just give me a second, click on the image and drag this texture, open the Figma and drag this file here, like image here, and you can see that texture applies on top of it. If you do it 100, you can see the texture on top of it, right? I'm not sure like you're seeing this thing or not. I'll show you, just give me a second. As you can see, so that's how I created this text. So this is the basic text. I have a texture, my brand texture, and the way you can find this texture is super easy. Go inside the pexels.com and find texture, and you can find any texture that you want. I like to use like wall texture, wall gray texture that I use. So there is a texture, let's just, this is the close one for my texture. So I'm just downloading this. You can download free assets from here, and this is the free website. You can use this assets for your projects. People who don't know this, it's just super easy. So once I download this, just give me a second. Okay, so I've downloaded it. As you can see, this is the normal text. I just have to add another one. I just drag this thing here. It will take a few seconds, and now the texture is on this thing. So if I just improve this, like increase the opacity, it will look something like this. So I have to make sure that what kind of opacity that I want. And also you can click on this image, you can go inside the crop, you can adjust this image however you want. So you know, it looks something like this, the texture looks something like this. So yeah, this is how I've created this text. This is the effects that I use basically. And then if you use the colors, if you just change the color for this specific course, it looks something like this, a little bit different with the texture on this, you know, text. It looks really cool. Okay, sorry for this. Now the next part. So you learned alignment, then you learned how you can create, you know, how you can differentiate elements with the contrast, with the, you know, sizes. You like, you know, you can make things bold, you can increase the size to make it look cool. You can how to make things like how to make paragraph readable, to make things like, you know, some things are bold, then you have to add some lines on it and stuff like that. So you have learned few things. Now let's talk about the core important stuff, which is the repetition. So let's see, on the first page of my carousel I have used alignment of text something like this. On the next page of carousel I have used something like this. On the next page of carousel it's still aligned, it's still looking good, but a different alignment. On the next page I have decided to use this, you know, right alignment. Now when someone reads this, it looks really boring because there is no repetition. People don't you know, they don't want to spend their energy on understanding things. So what you are doing right here is you are just changing design on each step, each carousel, like each page, and it's hard for them to understand your work, understand the text. So you have to make sure that if you are using this left alignment, always use left alignment on throughout the carousel, and that's called repetition. And I'll give you the simple example of this. And also it goes with the colors, it also goes with the font. So use similar font for every carousel, use similar colors for every carousel. It helps you to make, you know, your brand. And at least like if you're creating one carousel for this, so you have to make sure that every heading has the same font, every paragraph has the same font, same size. You can change the size maybe like on specific page if there is a large text there, but mostly you don't have to. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, so that's the thing. Let's move to the next part. Okay, I'll give you an example of repetition, another simple one example. Let's just imagine I create this text. This is the, let's align this in the middle. This is the one cube. It's boring, right? It looks boring. What happens if I repeat this several times? Now it create a pattern which looks really cool, right? It looks something interesting. So that's what is repetition means. So you have to make sure that you repeat things as much as possible. That's what if you see my carousels, any carousel that I created, let's just show you. It just looks same, almost same, and it also helps you to create a system for yourself to create carousels really fast. So you can see I just use the similar kind of a covers, then similar text, similar, everything is almost the similar. Okay, this is the repetition. Let's talk about the tension. This is really important topic, and I don't think so like you will find this kind of an information on the YouTube. Okay, so to create a tension inside the design, let's just imagine, let's just remove all the things. Okay, so this is the square. This is boring, right? This looks boring. So to make it interesting, if I just turn this thing, now it looks a little bit interesting. Now, so that's the thing, right? If I just turn this, if I just let's see, if I have two squares with no rotation, everything, it looks boring, right? It just looks boring, the boring composition, nothing, like two squares. Okay, what is this design is all about? If I just change a little bit like the position of this squares, it looks a little bit interesting, it creates mystery. That's my whole carousel style is all about mystery. So it creates a little bit mystery. What if I turn this thing? Now it creates more mystery. What if I just make it small? So you can imagine, you can see this, there are endless opportunities with these two squares. You can change the things up, you can add a scale on the specific block. You can make it small, you can make it tilt, you can make it, so you can do some kind of a thing to make your composition look interesting, and that is important. So I'll show you with the image. Now let's go with the image. I have so many images here which we can use, which are my style images. Let's go, let's find some images. Okay, so I have just drag and drop this image here from my desktop, so I can just close this thing up. There are so many ways that I can use this image, right? If I just drag and drop, I can add text here. It looks more cool. Like let's just use this text here. Middle aligned, it looks nice. Okay, I can add the text here. What if I wanted to create a little bit mystery on this, so I can scale this thing up, more up, and a little bit more. So I'm just basically focusing on the important stuff, that girl is moving to specific direction. Okay, and what I'm doing is, I like this text is not that readable. I wanted to make that text readable, more readable. So I'm just using a black block here, and you adding a linear gradient to it to make this thing a little bit more readable. How it looks cool, right? If I use something color or something like that, so it's not looking good because there is no texture here. That's why the color is not looking good. But if we use the text with the texture, so you write here something find your path. Find your path. Something which goes with the image itself. How it looks. I think we need like four kind of things, like, you know, 4 words. Find your own path. Now it looks cool. The reason that I'm using the 4 words, as you're like, I just wanted to share with you this thing. So whenever you create carousel, you cannot write something like this. It looks ugly, right? Because there is nothing here, and there is just only one word in the second line. So either you can use straight line like this, which is not looking really great. So what I've did here is I've just added a own, like, you know, own word to make it a little bit more interesting. And once you use this one, it looks a little bit, you know, you have to tweak your copy a little bit to make your design interesting. So this is how it looks. It looks cool. We can change the color to something else. How it looks. Is it dope? Okay, so that's how you create stuff, right? If I use image of some girl or some face, let's just use some image of girl. There's so many images here. So I basically choose this kind of an images always, like the girl faces, some important stuff, you know, the eyes. I'll show you how I choose the images after this. So if I use this image here, now I cannot add text here because the image, like her face, it will look boring, right? You just see, if I add text in the middle and girl on the top, just give me a second, it will look good, but it's not that good. We want something more interesting. We want to create something really cool. So what I can do here is, in this kind of a scenario, you can use left alignment. You can add text here. You can take this girl here and you can scale it as much as possible. So you are basically focusing your whole you know, whole focus on her eyes. That's the important stuff. When you use images with the faces, the important stuff is the emotion. Like if she is smiling, the smile is important. If she has eyes, like, you know, the eyes and face and nose, these things are important. If there is certain emotion is going on, just the laugh is something, then you can just show the laugh and you can go here and you can show her laugh. It looks more and more cool. So I'll show you with the simple basic example. Let's cut everything out because we are learning about images and how to use images. So this is the image, right? This is the image. Image is good, but it looks boring. To make it interesting, what we do is, this is called hiding some parts of the image. So you have to hide some parts. So let's hide some parts. What happens is it creates some mystery, right? There are some parts are cutting out, and that's why it creates a mystery. Then what you can do, the more you scale, like let's learn from the some, you know, some cool image. Let's download some cool image. I use pixels for everything, as I said. Let's take a image of tiger. Okay, let's take this image. This is the best one. So I'm recording everything in the one take, by the way, okay? So that's why it's taking me, like, you know, no nothing, like no scripting, nothing, it's just raw. So the reason that I'm doing this, because I want to show my client for some reason that why it's not downloading it. Like, I'm not sure, like, why it's okay, finally I got the image. Maybe where is the image? Okay, we got the image finally. Okay, so what I'm saying is I'm recording this on the one take because I wanted to share my client that it's possible and you don't have to worry about the basic stuff and stuff like that. We can do really fast things. So yeah, let's talk about this image. So if I use this image as like this, it looks nice. It looks like a tiger showing stuff like that. But what is important in this image? The important is the tiger and his emotions. Like, you know, he's looking at us, he's in angry mode and stuff like that. This is important. So what if we just scale this? Let's leave this and copy this one just to make comparison and just scale it. Now you can tell me like which one looks really cool. You can tell me. In my opinion, at least, this image, it looks really great because, you know, it just looks cool because we can see the emotion of the tiger and stuff like that. And what if I just scale a little bit more, like just expressing? This looks more, you know, this shows more emotion and people like emotion, right? What if I cut down some of his important parts to create a little bit of mystery? So you can see the difference, right? We are starting from this normal image, from this one to this one, now to this one, and then you can add text here. So you understood, right? You have so many ways to use images and to make them a little bit interesting, to create a mystery and stuff like that. Now let's talk about how you can find good images. So my keyword is mystery. So if you search mystery, you will find a bunch of images which are mysterious, and you can use these images with the black and white text because mystery is all about black and white, and you know, and those are my brand colors and things like that. So I generally use this kind of an images, you know, this kind of images. You can use my style, but there are 4 or 5 things you should think about when you choose the image, which is, let's talk about the stock images. So there is a difference between the models who smile for the money and normal people smile. So this is something like, you know, this is a model who is smiling for the money. This is something who is model is like showing depression or showing some things for the money. So whenever this images comes in like this looks noob, right? Noob choice of images. This is also the noob. It's acting funny, but he's not funny. Something like that. So the people who are pretending they are happy, but they are not happy. So this kind, you have to avoid this kind of images, like stock kind of images. So if I go on the pixels.com and if I just search smile, so this is how normal people smile, right? Normal people smile. And if I just search here the stock image smile, you can search like let's stock images smile. They are still giving me the like good results, but this is how you will get some kind of a weird models who try to smile, but it's not natural at all. So you can see here, this is a stock image. He's not happy at all, but he's acting to be happy and acting to, like, you know, I'm happy, I'm smiling, this kind of stuff. So you have to avoid this kind of an stock kind of an images and find some natural ones. So this one is natural, really cool. I like the one. Let's see, this one is also natural, really natural one. So you'll find many images on the pixels, really natural smile, and you have to pick and choose the images which looks natural. That's super important. Okay, so these are the, like, you know, you have to find out these images because this looks really stocky, and if your design style is stocky, then it's good, but I highly recommend using this natural images, because what happens, it's not just about carousels, right? It's about the design in general. I'm teaching you the core design, and whenever you design something, you have to make sure that it looks natural, it feels like people can feel your design. So yeah, that's it. Okay, this image also, it shows just the, it just shows that it's just natural. It just gives us some kind of a feeling like happiness, stuff like that. She's smiling, she's happy. uh, so it's important. So yeah, you've learned how to use images, zooming, zoom out, importance of zooming, zoom out, when creating mystery and stuff like that. Now let's talk about the next part, which is, let's talk about what we can talk. I'm talking like half hour continuously without scripting. Okay, let's talk about how, where I can find illustrations, images, like not images, illustrations. So this is the website that I use, SVG Pro. You can find any kind of an, so if I search mind, so I can use this kind of illustration. You can download this, you can use it, you can edit this, because these are in SVG formats. So if you just download this, refresh, so you can see this here, and then you can change a lot of things, like you can change the color, you can change the color of the middle of this thing to black, something like that. So you can, this website is really cool to find some different kind of illustrations which you can use inside your designs. And I use this, they are my clients. I use these designs like to show the point, and also you can find some reference images, make them in the circle. This is the basic stuff, right? Like I use these illustrations a lot for my clients work. So yeah, that's it, I think. So there is something more to learn. Fonts, let's talk about fonts. The simple way to learn about fonts and which fonts to use, so go on Google Fonts. So this is the website from the Google itself, which says fontsgoogle.com. Super easy. So you can find fonts here. Let's see, I have seen somewhere that people are using Roboto. I use Roboto, right? So you find like Rohit is using Roboto. I want Roboto font, and I want some font which goes with the Roboto. So you click on the Roboto, close this thing, click on the Roboto. You can go scroll down. You can see like how font looks basically, and you can actually find a pair of this font. Just give me a second, where I'm not sure like where you can see this thing, about and license. So this is inside the about, you can see like Roboto is what like a little bit information about Roboto, like it's friendly, it has open curves, something like this, where to use Roboto and things like that. That is also important. Always read this kind of an about information whenever you use the specific font. As designer, it's important to learn about the fonts and which font goes where. Right now I'm doing this for a while, so I know specific font, like this font goes with this thing, this font goes with this thing. So you have to learn these things. This is the typesetter. Okay, I think I'm not sure, like in the in the previous time when I used to use this website, that time they used to show like which font goes with which font, stuff like that. But right now I think so they removed that section. But I'll give you some list of fonts which you should use for the paragraph, and which goes with everything. So you can use WorkSans, it's a Google font. You can use Roboto, which I use. You can use Poppins, which is my favorite. Then you can use Montserrat. I hope that I'm pronouncing like I'm writing things right with the name. And then you can use Inter, which is also good font, Google font, free font. Then you can use Anton. I'll show you Anton. Anton font looks something like this. This font is premium, by the way. This font is paid for this font to look a little bit different, but you can use free font which looks and on something like this. Then you can use Oswald. Oswald looks something like this. Oswald is also the, like, you know, so yeah. So these are the fonts. Let me change this all fonts which I prefer for you to use for the Carousel, which looks good. Then Poppins, Roboto, Worksans. Okay, so you can use these fonts. I use these fonts everywhere, almost everywhere, and it's free. That's important, it's free. There is another font which helps you to look premium, which is Caramount. Let's search for the Caramount font. See, so yeah, these are the fonts that I mostly use, and I suggest, I recommend you to use this kind of fonts. Let's talk about where you can find the inspiration. As many people know, like, if you go inside the Last of Us, Last of Us, the email, like the game series, so that's where I found the inspiration of my Carousel. So if you see this thing, it looks really similar to my this design looks pretty much similar to what I create for my carousels, like my covers. So you can see this, my covers, and this one. So I've taken the inspiration from this. So there are so many websites out there to find inspiration from and choose colors from. Okay, and you just copy the colors from, like, if they are using black and white, you're using black and white, something like that. So what you can do is you go inside the Behance. Many people know this about Behance.net. This is a website where designers put their portfolios out, and really great work. So you can find many great designs here. As you can see, like many great designs here, and I'll show you exactly how you can copy everything. So let's go inside this first project which I have found. I really like the way he used, whatever the designer is using, this kind of a design. He's using like a texture, black color, and kind of a different font. So let's take a screenshot of this. I'm just showing you how you can create a template for your brand. So you just find some inspiration and just copy this, save this screenshot. Where is the screenshot? Okay, take this inside the Figma. Now I want to create a template from this specific thing. So what I can do is I can go select new frame, choose the colors. Okay, there is another color which is blue, there is another color which is black with the texture. So I'm using like black, whatever they are using, and I'm using the texture which we already have. Like I have my own texture. You can create your own texture with the noise. So I'm using this texture here. Boom. Right now it's about choosing the font. So what kind of a fonts he's using. There are many designers who show that, at the end of the project, if you scroll down, they show like which fonts they are using. Some of them are not, they don't show like what kind of a fonts they are using, but you will get a lot of ideas how they use these fonts. So you can see this, how he's using these fonts. Like he's using on white, he's using black color font, and he's highlighting the font with the blue color. On the blue, he's using white color. It's not white, basically it's gray, a little bit gray, and he's using, like, the way he's using it, you have to use the same. That's the copying means, right? You are copying things, and also you can take inspiration from this. Like he's using half images, half text here, the company logo. Looks great, right? So let's try this thing. I believe in practice, practical stuff. Now for this poppy colors, you cannot use this mystery kind of a style. You have to find something else. We are creating different style basically. So let's go on the pixels, find some image. Which image I want to find your own path. That's the same thing that we are using. I think for the smaller text, this one I'm not sure which text is this, but I'm using work sans. Okay, find your own path. I'll show you the thing. So now I've copied everything from this, right? The gray color, the black from this, and what I have to do is just give me a second. What I have to do this is just I have to play with these colors, and now I have created my own style. It looks cool, colors are cool, like everything is really great. I just have to use now alignment and stuff and some images. So we are creating, let's find some images just to go with this path. Whew. Maybe we can use this image. Where is the, okay, let's download this one. We don't have that much amount of time right now. I'm talking a lot. Okay, so this image, taking this image here. So as we have seen that he's using, whatever the designer is using images, something like this, like half image. So I'm just cutting this image, right? Half image, and he's using text somewhere in the top, right? That's the new style, but the thing is that this font is not going with the theme. So I think the close font is this, whatever that he's using for this. So yeah, you can use work sans, regular one, middle line, something like this. Let's see how he's using. Okay, he's using left align, so we are using left align, stuff like that. Whew. Maybe you can use some fonts. Okay, the image is not going with the overall theme, but you can find some great images for the specific theme. But that's the specific theme, right? You know, you have the colors, you have the font. You can use this font with the different colors here. You can use the colors. You can add black here to highlight. Just give me a second. What is happening? Find your own path. Okay. Then you can use the smaller text with the same font as we are using work sans. So you can add the work sans here, and you give the color. He's basically using some kind of a typographic thing, as you can see here, different alignment, things like that. So he's using text here. Let's see, something information here, some text here. Now this is the specific own style, like your own style. Now you have created another style where you use text, like type a lot, and smaller images. So you can add some image here, which goes with the theme, by the way, not the scary images that I use. And that's how it goes, like that's how it looks. So the reason that I'm using paragraph on the top and heading in the bottom, because we are creating a little bit different style, and that's what he's doing. He's using like this kind of like few things here, and some things here, something like that. So he's using. So you can take, basically the moral of the whole thing is you can take inspiration from that specific design as much as you can, and you can learn the fundamentals, because the designer he actually spent a lot of time creating that stuff, and you are just copying things, the good things from his design, and making things good. making things a little bit more better for yourself. So as you can see, this is something, this is looks something like a cover of some what we can say, DVD or something like that, a poster. It looks cool, right? You can add a cut it out the image. Like we have some cut it out images, let's see. Boom, it looks, just give me a second, it looks dope. So we need some alignment and stuff, thoda, like, you know, a little bit, but we can make these things look really cool with the same style. So now this carousel has a style of cutted out images, some, you know, different kind of a text alignment, like somewhere like on top, right, bottom, something like this. So you got my point, right? You find some inspiration online, you find multiple inspiration. I have like no time right now, so I'm just taking like things really fast. So I have took that inspiration, take the screenshot, converted it into the carousel. So if I got the time, I'll find, like, you know, if you have time, like you can find multiple images from the online, and you can get combine those all these styles and make your own style. As you can see, this is here, like they are using red, like yellow and black color, and the way they are using text. So yeah, find inspiration online from different sources and use it as your own advantage. And the way you can find any font, like any font online, is you can take a screenshot of that font. Okay, just go here, take a screenshot of that specific font. Now I'm not going to share with you like how it's going to work, but this is you just have like, let me show you like how it works. Let's find this font, or if I am not sure which font is this. So I have taken the screenshot, I'm saving this screenshot, and just search on online like find font from image, and you can see on my fonts website, click here. Once you go here, click on the upload image, go inside the downloads. Where is the font? Where is the font? Okay, it's loading. Okay, you found it, open it, it's pop up. Okay, they ask you to choose your specific font, and just click on the identify font, and this website will identify font for you. It will give you paid versions, free versions. If you find only paid versions for some reason, see, this is the font they are using, this is the like similar font, it's not the exact font, but these are some similar fonts. So what we can do is you can just use this thing. Now maybe this font is paid, as you can see it's like $39. So you can click here, you can go again on the Google, find similar fonts which are free. Okay, it will show you like font free for download. It's not gonna, like, you cannot download this font for free. Maybe there are some websites can help you to get this font for free, but I don't recommend it to download this thing for free. So you can just search like, you know, similar font to this specific font, similar free font to this specific whatever the font is, and they will show you like so many fonts which are similar. So as they said, like comfort or something. So let's search comfort regular, and this is the Google font, right? That's how you find font, and that's how you take inspiration from the people. And as this is a little bit I'm not sure, this is not the exact same thing, but I think I have this font comfort, right? Close this thing, let's search. No, I don't have this font. Okay, so basically you can download this font. No, I think I have to have this font. Okay, we have this font. So as you can see, we have this font. This doesn't look really close to that, but it's a little bit close. You can use this as well, and that's how you basically got my point, right? You can find fonts online, you can take screenshots, you can find paid fonts, then you can go on the Google, search for the free versions of these fonts, and that's how it works. So I have showed almost everything with the carousels, how you can take inspiration, how you can work with the images, how you can align text, how you can make things more beautiful. uh, yeah, that's it. Another website that I want to share with you, which is really helpful for the designers, which is you can search. See, Google has a lot of power, right? You can search things and find things online. So I was looking for a way to cut out images really easily. As I use Figma, there are people are using Canva and they have the AI software or something. I don't have that, so I want something which can cut out images really fast. And there is a one tool, remove PG something, but that tool doesn't give me quality images, high quality images. So there is a website I found, that erase.pg. So if you go inside this website, you can put some image here. I'll show you, it's really cool. So go here, find some image. Yeah, this, just give me a second, this is loading. Okay, so find this image and it will convert it in a second. It will remove all the background and give you the high quality image. How cool is that, right? So you can find this image, you can get this image, take here, you can make this like in the square, 432, 432. That's it. You can adjust a little bit. You can add a circle behind this guy. So what is the size of the image? 431. Just give me a second. So we have to create similar size of a circle, and then you combine it, copy. Now you can change the color. You can add a gradient if you want to. If your brand has a gradient, you can add a gradient. How cool is that, right? It's super cool. And yeah, that's how it goes. And you can add that thing here. You can give the reference, anything that you want. That's how it cool. Like, it's super cool. And you can change the image. You can change the saturation of the image. Now it looks really cool. So that's the thing. You can use this website, and I think I've covered pretty much everything. And from the whole course, what I want to convey as I have showed a lot of information to you without doing anything flashy or something like that. I'm just recording my screen, boom, done. So there are people, they are my clients, they're spending ton of time to create something which maybe will make them money. Not sure, they're not sure, so what I think is, if you are selling a product, what you have to do, the first thing is you have to create something really fast. Then you have to go to the people, push it, this is like how this is 3:30 something right now, 3:30. So I've spent around 1 hour. I've recorded this video. Now I'm going to close this video. I'm going to put it on Gumroad, and that's it. I'm going to share that link with the people and say, I have recorded the video. I have the course ready. Buy this. Boom. Getting some reviews. And once you get that reviews, once people are starting buying and they're saying, your course is, I want to learn this. I want to learn this. Your course doesn't cover X point, Y point, whatever the fuck it is. Then you can record again, right? It's just the 1 hour of time. If no one buys your course for some reason, if no one buys this 1 hour course, who cares? It's just 1 hour of information I have spent, and that's all. That's not a big deal, right? If I spend 1 month creating something which is really crazy with good presentation and a lot of things, and if people don't buy that stuff, what's the point of spending whole 1 month doing something which doesn't make any sense? So I think my strategy is a little bit different, but I wanted to prove my point to my client, and that's why I did it. Hope you found a lot of information here. This course is free for few people at the first, and then might be I'm selling this course, I'm not sure. I think it has a more information in it, And yeah, hope it helps. The important part that you have to do is you have to share your reviews with me, like how this course is all about, what you like, what you don't like, and you give me the reviews. It's important. Send me messages on LinkedIn. I reply to all messages. And yeah, that's it. Have a great day. Send me reviews. Give me 5 10 stars. Okay, bye. Have a great day.